Are you like a snow bunny? Oh, you're a black cat.
I am a black cat. Yeah.
But are you a snow bunny as well?
Wait, am I being recorded?
You are being recorded. I'm not gonna lie. You
What's
are being
going on?
recorded. Oh, I'm just a YouTuber.
Oh, okay. What's your YouTube account?
M6.
Oh, okay.
I got a question for you tonight. Hey, Georgia, I got a question. What's something you wouldn't want your future husband to know about you?
Nothing, because I'm perfect, beautiful, and amazing.
I like that. I like that. She's just getting interviewed. You feel me?
Are you getting
Nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Why did he hit my chest? I don't know if he was trying to check me or.
He was coming up on you like he was.
We good, right?
We good.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I didn't know, bro. I just have to make sure. I wasn't even trying to check you. I'm just like, I didn't know if there was no animosity.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to check this dude. And mate, look at the way his missus is dressed. So it looks like he's going to have a busy night ahead of him because he's not the only dude who's going to approach her if she's dressed like that. So he really needs to switch up the check-in and check her.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Was the guy justified knocking the woman off his car? What an idiot.
I got bisexual hands. These hands is bisexual. They'll go from doing this. Look, they'll go from turning them punches to.
I think 99% of us would agree. 100% hell yeah, it was justified. Someone in the comments said, yes, she's damaging his vehicle. Equal rights, equal fights. I would have pressed the pedal to the metal, less work. Absolutely, what gives her the right to jump onto a stranger's car? Yeah, I tried to find some context as to why she was actually doing that and ranting and raving, but crack is cheap.
Crack is cheap.
He only pushed her off the car and didn't hit her again. He was being nice. If you listen closely, you can hear sense and rational reasoning return to her. This man healed her.
Don't smoke crack.
Should women be drafted?
For war?
That's too tough for me to answer.
Sure, I'll fight for this country. Yeah. Believed in it. I think so. I think it might put a stop to it, maybe.
But stop
Or
to it.
it is. I mean, do I want to be drafted?
Drafted. Not the last one. Not for me. No from you.
The first girl is completely clueless. For war? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Well, no fucking shit.
Remember, these are the same women online saying that they should be treated the exact same as men, get the same treatment. But if there was a draft, none of these women would be queuing up. They would go back to how they were in the old times.
Could you handle all three of us at once?
Maybe not. I'm just kind of new to this, but
New to what?
I never done a threesome though. I'm being real.
You want to find out? It's a foursome.
I don't know.
You're saying no to us?
I'm not saying no, but I'm saying maybe.
We need a yeah. Should he have a foursome?
He could. I wouldn't.
Damn, why?
See the OnlyFans shirt? You're like average at best.
Please look at yourself. Before you come at me sideways, make sure you're better looking and make sure you make more money than me.
Well, I'd like to see what you look like underneath all that makeup. Let's do the wet wipe challenge.
Let's do it. At the end of the day, you're out in Wynwood and we're making money. And you're out just getting plastered.
I mean, I'm pretty sober. I don't know about you.
She's really roasting that guy when she's on OF out interviewing dudes late at night talking about we could do this, we could do that. The only loser in this is those girls. These OF chicks are getting out of control.
I don't hang out with ugly people. I just don't. Like, if you can't dress, if your hair's always a mess, if you're just not attractive, sorry. Like, we can't be in a clique together because I'm not the most gorgeous person, but when we walk into the club or something.
Don't be saying stuff like that.
Why?
I'm not the most gorgeous person. Like, don't.
I mean, I'm not a freaking 10. You think I'm a 10?
Yes. You don't think you a 10? Oh my gosh, girl. You have to always think you a 10. How you gonna say you don't think you a 10, but you don't hang out with ugly people?
You can't be a 2 or 3.
What are you to you? If you're not a 10, you might as well be a 2 or a 3.
8.
7 is a 2 or a 3. If you don't say you a 10, you might as well be a 1 because now you just playing games.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
We live in a day and time where everyone is attractive. Everyone has to be attractive. When we know that's not the case. And a lot of guys do look at themselves from a factuality standpoint and can admit that they're not the most attractive dude. But a lot of these girls out here, like that girl, they just be feeding girls' egos and delusions. At least the girl on the left was actually being honest with herself. But She was the devil on the shoulder for her.
And said something along the lines of, how do you feel about being a stay-at-home mom? And she was like, well, it's a job because a mom is doing the job of a nanny. And I was like, bitch, what did you just say to me? I had to watch it like 3 separate times. This woman was dying on the hill that being a mother is a job because a mother would be doing the job a nanny does.
So tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich.
A nanny does the job of a mother.
Right. But when you're very wealthy,
right,
you don't raise your kids, a nanny does it.
Right.
God, I fucking hate humanity so much. All right, Jesus, it's time.
Right, but
we're ready for you, bro.
It's an evil world we live in.
And I was in one of his clubs on July 5th, the day after 4th of July. And he actually had security come get me out of the section because he wanted to meet me.
So to be clear, today's July 24th. This happened July 5th.
Right.
Dang.
3 weeks ago.
Yes. So 10 days later, we went on our first date. Very soon within the first, part of the conversation, he said that you are the woman I prayed for. God sent you to me and I want you to be my woman. And I'm like, already? And he's like, yeah, I'm a grown ass man. I know what I want. And that's you. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, what's today's date? And I'm like, July 15th. And he's like, so if you say yes, then today's our anniversary. And I'm like, well, I guess today's our anniversary because I said yes. Oh. So we went to both of his clubs and we're like holding hands the whole time and like making out in front of everybody. So much PDA like all night. By the end of the night, we were exchanging I love yous. And 3 days later, there's an engagement. He proposed.
Can y'all believe that?
And I went, and so of course it all happened really fast. So I know everybody's looking for the ring. There's no ring.
You got a tattoo,
but it's coming.
She did get a tattoo.
But I did get a tattoo across here, and it says his name, Mrs. Bleep, 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 bleep. Read it if you can. I'll tell y'all later. But yeah, so there will be a wedding. I don't want to give too much of the details, but it's happening, and I honestly just feel like I'm in a dream, like it's like a fairy tale.
We have a problem. We have a problem.
What the hell is going on? She just met that dude that, getting married. She's got a tattoo of him across her, but she won't say what the name is, which is just weird. This is a time when your friends need to sit you down and say, maybe what you're doing is stupid. That's what those other people in the room failed to do.
This girl's pretending to clean up trash on the beach for social media content. First, her friend filmed her grabbing a rubbish bag. Then she did a performance of struggling to carry bags in the wind. After she celebrated her good work with a dance. She just left the trash back there and left. Social media works both ways, girl.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Wow, man. That is all I have to say to that. Social media has really got people doing the most. I mean, people who genuinely do that and who care, they're not doing it on video. They're not doing it for clout, views, and all this performance shit like she's doing here. God is watching her. I hope she knows that. A lot of people prefer to be perceived and seen as a good person rather than actually being a good person. It's like these TikTokers who fake, they buy like empty bags of designer and do these shopping haul, these fake ones. I see that all the time. I mean, look at this next donut.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
I got broken up with because I posted this video on my story. Okay, broken up with is dramatic as I was only talking to him for 3 weeks and we went on one date. But after I posted that story, he was so annoyed with me. He basically told me that he doesn't do guy best friends with the girls that he's speaking to. And if he's pursuing someone, he just doesn't really respect the fact that I have a male in my life that I love real bad. Now, some of you may be as confused as me because this is literally my best friend of 6 years. He's like my brother at this point, and I would never even look at him a certain way. But this guy was serious, and he was not letting up on this boundary that he had placed. So the only thing I could do was respect it. I explained to him what the situation was, that it was not like that, but he wasn't hearing it. So he cut me off. So now I'm just sitting here like, damn, was it really that deep?
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
I respect it. This is the thing. When guys have boundaries and things like that, it's normally perceived as being controlling, insecure, all, you know, the list of things we hear. But yeah, this guy knew what he was getting himself into. If she has a guy best friend or any guy best friends, whatever, and she's hanging around drinking with them, whatever, just save yourself the hassle and walk away, man. Ain't worth it. You know, even if she doesn't see them under a certain light, those guys definitely see her under that light. They're waiting for the right opportunity to flip and strike, mate.
Look at this shit, bro. I wasn't getting no motion for real. All this shit, 55, 123, 175, 27, 12, 16, 31. And then boom, we get 38K, 5.1K, 5.3K, 1.7K, 10K. Come on, man.
Yeah, I saw this video come up and it did remind me of the days when, you know, I wasn't getting any traction or views for about a year and a half on YouTube. It was crazy, man. It was literally like an overnight thing. I had a video do well and I just capitalized on that. So to anyone out doing YouTube or grinding, you know, for anything, it can all change in the matter of a moment. You just got to keep grinding. Consistency is key.
The biggest study ever on the pay gap, I think it was done by Harvard, basically looked at Uber drivers in America. The big reason it was the biggest because it had so much data. Uber obviously has so much data, and men and women both drive Ubers in America. They looked at the paying and they were like, well, women are getting paid less at Uber. So how does that make sense? Because it's obviously all automated. What a great way of studying male and female behavior to work out what is in this gap. And there's three things in the gap. The first was men drove at different times of night. So men would do the graveyard shifts, early mornings where you're getting paid more. They would want to do that. Women less so. The second was that men were more likely to stick with the platform for longer, so they had more experiences and they benefited from that experience. Makes sense of any job. And the third reason, which is 50% of the gap, was that men just drive faster. Just drive a little faster, guys, and then you'll close that gap. That's Uber. So that just shows it wasn't discrimination that was causing the pay gap in Uber. It was just
heavy right foot.
Different types of behavior. And I guess we can have a discussion of what shapes that behavior, but we need to start that conversation with it's not discrimination, at least in Uber, different types of behavior.
Who would have thought the more hours you work and the more productive you are at that job, the more experience you have and so on, would effectively lead to more money? Who would have thought?
Hey, baby, can you make me a sandwich? No, I can't. And I won't be cooking no food until you put a ring on this hand. Damn, bitch, I can't get a fucking meal? Hell no. My daddy said you should never be cooking for a man unless he finna marry you. Okay, then, you fucking idiot. Tell me something then. If a cooking motherfucker is recognized as a wife, and your ass ain't fucking cooking, and a ring is how I recognize what you've been doing, bitch, why would I give you a fucking ring if you ain't doing the wifely shit? Cause when you put a ring on it, I'ma start doing it that day. So you're asking me to fucking bet that a bitch that ain't done nothing our whole relationship, cooked, cleaned, fucking shitted, nothing for years, is just gonna start doing this shit magically on the day I give her a fucking ring. Yes. Yes, because that's how it goes.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of these women out here, they want to get wifed up before they even show wife qualities. And then they'll say, guys don't want to get married. It's not that guys don't want to get married. They just don't want to get divorced. Because that is expensive and a ball ache. Guys should be wiping up girls when they show the qualities of being a wife. That makes zero sense to me, but that's just one of the weird delusions we have out there in the dating world.
Do you think your partner should be able to have a say in your outfit if you're going out with friends? No. No. If you can't deal with a baddie, then don't date a baddie. Got it. No. All right. No.
The guy I like just won't care.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely not. Okay. Fuck Sean? No.
No.
Well, Auntie,
yeah.
No, I don't think so. What's the point of that?
If you're in a relationship, I don't think you should wear like shorts, like way up there.
No, I feel like I should because. I kind of agree with Auntie.
Nope.
I kind of agree with her.
Friends. Yes. Okay. Base.
Feminism really muddled up some of these girls' brains, man. You know, I guarantee if she asked them the question that if you're in a relationship, should the guy be going to strip clubs, getting hit on by girls, I guarantee all of them will say no. So why should a girl be able to go to the club wearing provocative clothing, getting hit on by dudes? You know, if you're wearing that clothing to other men, that means you're advertising yourself to be approached and that you want to be approached.
I asked a young lady this, and she was like, had to be $1 million. And I'm like, fuck. How much money you think you've touched in your lifetime?
My first month, I mean, I feel like, if I remember correctly, it was like 30 grand, 50 grand, something like that. That was a long time ago. It's not the same, I'll tell you that. On OnlyFans alone, I've made over $250,000.
I might just bring out my website called OnlySams and just be doing what I'm doing on YouTube over there. Man, $250,000.
In like 3 years, 4 years maybe. And like, I had to really be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what do you have to show for that? You don't own a house. Like, I had a car, but I can't even get into a new one. I can't even afford to get into a new one right now. It's like, what the fuck was I doing?
Man, she had me in the first half when she was talking about, you know, she made 50 grand in her first month and then she made $250,000. But then she started to talk about how that money dropped off and now she can't afford to do shit. And this is the unfortunate reality of a lot of these OF chicks. They see the short-term, you know, gain and money, but they don't realize the long-term effects.
How do guys fumble a baddie?
Not spending money. But you don't spend money, a baddie is definitely not sticking around. You gotta spend your bread.
How much I gotta spend on you?
First date?
Yeah.
Like 2,000.
Fuck out of it, she bugging.
This is delusional.
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I'm 31 and I really want to promote my comedy.
Do you want to drop a joke? Because you're a stand-up comedian, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I had a really rough childhood. I had to grow up really fast. Like, I had my first job when I was 11 years old. Some people tell me it doesn't count because it was a but a job's a job.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't.
Okay. How about like I love the vibe and the whatever podcast. It makes me feel weird to say the word vibe because usually I only talk about vibe when I'm mentioning vibes. But like people are always like, "Do you vibe to Taylor Swift?" And I'm like,
No, that's not.
That's not funny. The vibe.
Do you know what? Out of all the female comedy I've listened to, that first joke was funny just because it made everyone else so uncomfortable. And those, more often than not, are the funniest ones. She had a tough crowd to deal with in that room. At least she's trying, but yeah, I don't know, I just find it a bit cringe.
Now tell me your wildest confession.
My wildest confession. Oh, one time I made out with a guy on Halloween and he had a girlfriend, but I didn't know, so it wasn't my fault.
Don't lie to it. It turned you on, you had a go in it.
I swear to God, I didn't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure she knew because I'm talking from experience, and let me know if you guys have had the same. When you've been single, you've been out looking, you know, it's not as easy. As soon as you got a girl, it's like they know, they can smell it on you, and all of a sudden you get all this attention and stuff because you've already got a girl at home. Let me know if you've noticed the same.